Hey, this is Eternal King, bringing you another episode. So today we're going to talk about cycle champs, specifically the champions that are performing exceptionally well in Eternal. Zoe is one of them. Akshan's another one. Then we also have Samara, and then we have Seraphine. And those are the main contenders right now. You know, there might be a little bit of a Aphelios mixed in there. Again, I mentioned Victor's kind of getting, phased out because, again, he doesn't cycle as efficiently than some of these other cheap champions. But basically, the way these decks function, and again, there's even like Fizz Akshan, Annie, of course, we know Annie is doing well in aggro shells, but for the most part, you look at the list of champions that are available in Eternal. So you go by 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, and again, we're not even halfway through the mana cost yet, and we've already hit 60 champs. But out of those 60 champs, and again, it's not 60, it's more than that. That's only up to mana 4 that I've just counted. Out of those 60 champs, right now in Eternal, the only ones that are being played are these highly efficient cycling tools. It is the Akshan, who cycles through his landmark. It is the Fizz, who cycles by denying spell value. So again, you're saying, well, how is that a cycle? Well, it is because when you target it with a Mystic Shot and then you literally play anything, that's going to instantly deny that spell. So that counts as a cycle. You're kind of coming in on even value that way. Zoe obviously cycles off the strike. Samara cycles off the strike. Seraphine cycles off the play. And then, the Aphelios list I think is starting to do worse now than a lot of the other ones. Because again, Aphelios on 3 that has a Nightfall condition. Oh my god, that's cycling just too slow. It's too slow on 3. So let's just play the 2 mana ones. So it is a little ridiculous to essentially be like, oh wow, I got to Masters, last season with Seraphine Samara. Well, what are you playing this season? I'm playing Samara Akshan. It's like, wow. Great, So you play one champ, and then you play the other champ, and then you simply turbo scale them as hard as you can, as fast as you can, and then nothing else in your deck matters. It really is this linear style of play where it's like just delete every single card in your deck except these 2 mana champs. Because again, like nothing that you're playing, nothing that you're doing matters beyond the fact of just, hey, I hard mulliganed, I found my 2 mana champions, now I can go off. And it's like, okay, great. You managed to go off doing that. You know what you didn't do? You didn't play a tribal deck, you didn't play a mid-range deck, you didn't play an aggro deck, you didn't play a proper combo deck. You in fact didn't do anything except play 2 mana champions. And then scale them out of control. Again, this is me mourning for the state of Eternal. Eternal was really balanced before. We had combo decks. We had mid-range decks. We had aggro decks beyond just Annie. We had some control lists, but again, control is not being played. Despite all the control buffs, there's very little control being played right now. Because again, these 2 mana champs are so goddamn efficient at what they do. It's like, how do you remove a Seraphine before she goes off? She has 4 health. And she's inevitably going to cycle into something broken, right? She'll grab a spell shield. She'll grab an elusive keyword. She'll grab something. Despite the massive card pool, she'll always grab something useful. Samara, obviously, is just like in the decks that are good with her. She is so hard to remove on curve. The Akshan, never going to kill Akshan in an Akshan deck. It's just not happening, right? They'll have the 1 mana burst, and then they'll play Glaive on 3, and that Akshan now is just never going to die. And it would be okay if these decks kind of did something interesting with that. It would be okay if these decks had a theme. But no, what is Majin Bey playing? He's playing Akshan Samara. What did he play last season? Samara Seraphine. So, if you count the entire number of champions in this game, and again, we've already established that it's over, 50, You take all those champions, and it's like, no. It's Akshan, it's Samara, and it's Seraphine. You just defined the entire format of Eternal. So hopefully Riot, again, is going to kind of notice that these 2-mana cyclers, the Seraphine, the Samara, and the Akshan, are highly problematic from a design principle. They are simply too good at what they do compared to every other card in the game. You know, Elise used to be the gold standard of what a 2-mana champion was. Elise is a freaking joke now. Oh wow, she summons a 1/1. God damn. Samara can like literally burst out, challenge, ping, burn, rally, like she does everything. Seraphine can do everything off of RNG just by, again, just cycling into what she needs. Akshan, again, can just cycle into what he needs. So why play anything else? This is Eternal King signing out. You know, I love my like 8-game win streaks when I get to have them with decks that actually do cool things. I just went off pretty well with Ramp and won like 8 games in a row. But then, yeah, people, you know, adjust and they're like, all right, well, I want to win. So I'm going to play Samara. I'm going to play Seraphine. And I'm going to play Akshan. Well, good for you. This is Eternal King signing out.